to Louisiana Living.
And welcome back. We have our meteorologist Alex with us. We've been talking about the heat warnings and the heat advisory. We're going to go into a little more detail about what this means and what precautions you need to take. Alex, thank you so much for coming on the set with us. One of the questions I have is the temperature will be in the 90s, but the heat index is 104. How do you determine the heat index?
So something my dad has always said is it's not the heat, it's the humidity, right? That's something we always hear from our relatives. And I have a cool graphic here to show you. And it's not due to just the high temperatures, but also the moisture in the environment. And you can see on that graphic, in lower humidity and lower dew point temperature values, your body has the ability to produce sweat, and that sweat will evaporate in lower humidity. But when the dew point temperatures are high and there's a lot more moisture in the atmosphere, well, there's too much water for your body to have the sweat on the skin kind of evaporate. So not only does it feel thicker outside, realistically, it's a lot harder for our bodies to maintain a good heat. Kind of like why dogs pant and why their nose stay wet. Our bodies do the same thing, and when the air is too wet, we can't regulate ourselves quite as easy.
That makes sense. What precautions should we take with the heat advisory, and what are the symptoms of a heat, maybe if you're having a reaction such as a heat stroke?
So heat stroke symptoms, throbbing headache, confusion, nausea, dizziness are all on that screen there. Shallow breathing, rapid pulse. Another one not mentioned is if you stop sweating, that means you are very dehydrated, so your body's not able to produce any more sweat. You can also check the color of your urine to see if that dehydration level is low. And again, that's why we tell you so often to take frequent breaks in the shade, because heat stroke can happen fairly quickly. And especially, I was a band kid, so I know from experience that this happens fairly fast, where you can go from completely fine, drink a Powerade, and then a minute later you're feeling dizzy marching down the field and you don't know where the sky's at. So it's very important to remember the signs of heat stroke, but not just for yourselves, but also for dogs. Dogs also have signs of heat stroke, and because they don't sweat like we do, it's very important to remember that just a simple hose off doesn't work. You have to make them cool and stick them inside, cool off their bellies, and make them drink a little bit of water, but don't make them drink too much water.
Because that can make them sick.
Exactly. They can throw up, and that's not what you want. You don't want to lose any liquids. So, yeah.
That makes me scared when you say you can stop sweating, because someone may not know that they're having heat stroke because they're not sweating. And
it's weird to think about, like, when you see someone else and you think that they're drenched, that's a good thing. Now, excessive sweating is obviously not, but that means the body is trying to cool yourself off, and that's what that's a good thing. Now, something else that is not good, though, is leaving anything in your car. Temperatures in your vehicles can exponentially increase over time. It only takes about 10 minutes for your car. Our temperatures for today and tomorrow are expected to be about 97 degrees, with our dew point temperatures well into the mid-70s. So in about 10 minutes, your temperatures can reach well into the 110 and higher range. And again, that's just crazy to think, to leave anyone in a vehicle for even that long. So that's why heat safety is not just important for yourselves, but everything surrounding heat safety.
Definitely don't forget and leave your pets in the car. Then also medication, because some medication doesn't stand up, or it'll decrease its, I guess it's potency, that's a good word, when the car gets that hot.
And we do actually have a few watches and warnings in effect for the ArkLaMiss currently. We have an excessive heat warning for a few parishes off towards the northeast in Ashley and Chico County. I believe that's Chico County. And the rest are under a heat advisory. And this will likely be extended over the next few days. And again, we're entering the month of August. So we're only about halfway through the hottest portion of the year. So it's important to remember all these things as the next few months continue.
Alex, this is such great information. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on to Louisiana Living and giving us all these details so we can understand a little more and then take the precautions needed.
Absolutely.
Great to have you. We'll be right back.